Welcome back. This is the final podcast in the series of linked podcasts that look at the origins of World War I in outline. What this one does is actually look at the short-term cause, the immediate factors that resulted in war breaking out in August 1914, that pulled together all of those long-term factors that we've looked at in the earlier podcasts. So what basically happened? Okay, well, the key word that I'll keep mentioning in this podcast is the word inevitable. There is a strong sense of almost as if there was nothing you could do to prevent war breaking out in terms of the situation that happened in July 1914. So basically what happened? Well, as you can see, there was a local Balkans crisis that pulled the two alliance systems into a general European war. So, as we all know, I certainly hope you will know, it began on the 28th of June 1914. As you know, and just zoom in here, down in this corner of Europe, okay, it's this area here that, just do the arrow to it, that area there is called Bosnia. And Bosnia was part of Austria-Hungary, but remember Serbia wanted Bosnia to be part of Serbia. Now, the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, Franz Ferdinand, the Archduke Franz Ferdinand, visited Bosnia, the capital of Bosnia, Sarajevo, on a visit on the 28th of June 1914. And as we famously know, there were Serbian terrorists on the streets who assassinated Franz Ferdinand during that visit. Now that marked the beginning of a prolonged 4-week crisis that culminated in the outbreak of World War I, called the July Crisis. So what basically happened? Well, Austria blamed Serbia for the assassination. Okay, understandably, perhaps, because the terrorists, Gavio Princip, a 19-year-old, was Serbian, had crossed the border from Serbia. Now the Serbian government said, well, yeah, we did not sponsor that terrorists. They were acting independently, but nevertheless Austria said the terrorist was Serbian. You are responsible for that. Now, it didn't happen straight away. That was the 28th of June. 4 weeks later, Austria declared war on Serbia. Okay, now I won't go into the details of what happened in that 4-week period, but Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. It resulted in what we call a local war between Austria-Hungary and Serbia. Now, that's where the alliance system then comes into play. Austria-Hungary was allied to Germany. Germany gave strong encouragement to Austria to deal rigorously with the Serbian issue. Austria-Hungary, knowing that Germany backed her, that gave Austria-Hungary the confidence to declare war against Serbia. Okay, the Austrians basically thought to themselves, well, if we go to war against Serbia, we will defeat Serbia, and that will obviously expand Austrian territory into the Balkans. So it is no longer a local war, okay, because Germany is involved in that as well. So the local Balkans crisis is now effectively pulling the great powers into a general European war. So Austria, confident of German support, attacked Serbia. Germany now faced a fateful dilemma, because as soon as Austria attacked Serbia, Russia, who is in the opposite alliance system, basically started to mobilize. Now, why did Russia do that? Okay. Well, again, without going into too much of the details, Russia was effectively the sponsor, the protector of those small nation states in the Balkans. Why was that? Because these small states, Serbia, Romania, Bulgaria, were all Slav states. Russia was a Slav country. Also, if Austria were to defeat Serbia, then Austria would be one step closer to the sea straits down in the corner of Europe called the Straits, and Russia was very, very determined to make sure that she controlled that area. She did not want another great power controlling that southeast corner of Europe. So Russia was determined to go to war against Austria-Hungary to prevent Austria-Hungary defeating Serbia. Now, Russia didn't declare war against Austria-Hungary. As soon as Austria-Hungary went to war against Serbia, what Russia did is she started to mobilize. Now, Russia is a huge country. It takes Russia about 6 weeks to get all her men into place to fight a war. But the call-up started. Russia began to mobilize her troops to go to war against Austria-Hungary. Now, go back to the text on the left. That created a dreadful dilemma for Germany. If Germany were to do nothing and were to allow Russia to complete her mobilization, then war would probably break out between Austria and Russia. If that happened, then Germany would be committed to support her ally Austria and go to war against Russia by the terms of the Triple Alliance of 1882. So Germany would have to go to war against Russia, that arrow there. Okay, because she's committed to defend Austria if Austria ends at war with another European power. In that event, France would be committed to support her ally Russia, and France would have to declare war against Germany. And so Germany would then have to fight a two-front war against France and Russia. So there's the fateful dilemma. Germany was sitting on a situation looking ahead that would probably be about 5 or 6 weeks down the road, because that's how long it takes Russia to mobilise. But should Russia end up at war with Austria-Hungary, that is what will happen. So, to safeguard against this predicament, a military plan had been drawn up in 1905 called the Schlieffen Plan for exactly that circumstance. And what the basic plan was this. At the first sign of Russian mobilisation, Germany would strike while the iron is hot. She would have to take out France in a lightning attack going through neutral Belgium in order to defeat France quickly within 4 or 5 weeks. So by the time Russia had mobilised, then Germany would be able to turn all her troops eastwards against Russia, because she had defeated France very quickly before Russia was ready to go to war. That's because Russia needed 5 to 6 weeks to mobilise. Okay, so that's the basis of the Schlieffen Plan. Now basically what happened was the Schlieffen Plan came into effect at the start of August 1914, as I'll demonstrate in the final few slides. On the 1st of August, at the first sign of Russian mobilisation, Russia started to mobilise her troops to prepare for an eventual attack against Austria-Hungary. Germany thought, right, we can't afford to wait, so Germany declared war on Russia, okay, because Russia was threatening Austria-Hungary even though Russia hadn't declared war against Austria-Hungary. Germany then had to basically attack France by the terms of the Schlieffen Plan. So Germany declared war on France and attacked France through neutral Belgium. Germany hoped that Britain would stay out of the conflict, but on the 4th of August, Britain declared war on Germany. The Great War had begun. Why did Britain declare war on Germany? Well, in fact, as it says there, the Kaiser expected Britain would stay out of the conflict. It was not a foregone conclusion that Britain would actually declare war on Germany. There was actually fierce debate in the House of Commons over the summer of 1914. A lot of MPs did not want to get involved. As we've said, England was a not a continental power, but England was a world power based on the world seas. But basically the key issue was, remember, the Schlieffen Plan was driven by the fact that France had to be defeated very quickly within 6 weeks. And just zooming in a little bit there, looking at the Schlieffen Plan, remember, to defeat France quickly, Germany could not attack France across the German-French border, because that region of the German-French border was heavily wooded and very hilly. So the Schlieffen Plan basically said that Germany would have to go through neutral Belgium. Okay, there's Belgium there, that area there, because Belgium was very, very fast. Also, the French wouldn't be expecting an attack through a neutral country. Now, Belgium being a neutral country, but with a sea line very, very close to England, that made England feel very, very threatened. And way back in 1839, England had signed a treaty with Belgium, promising to protect Belgium, to go to Belgium's help if Belgian neutrality were threatened. And so when Germany attacked France through Belgium, that was the factor that caused England to declare war against Germany. So England declared war against Germany on the 4th of August 1914, and that marked the beginning of World War I. That's the end of this series of podcasts. As I said earlier, this slideshow is on Frog. There is a handout as well with all the notes on this topic. Not examined in the exam, but nevertheless it's important for you to understand these events, because they bridge what we did last term with the next examined topic, which is the reasons why Germany was defeated in World War I. Thank you.